Let's get to the root of Meganium. It's a grass type, so now you can't say I don't touch grass. How does Meganium stack up visually? Let's grade it and find out. Colors grade is a 0.3 out of 4. First impression, it's a plant. Vibrant contrast is okay for Meganium, but not for the other two. Is it original by order of national decks? No, it's a plant, and it looks like the other plants. And usefulness? Yes, if it's trying to look like a plant. Coolness grade is a 0.3 out of 4. 1 for Chikorita, 2 for Bayleaf, and a 0 for Meganium. Again, this is done by a community poll and spun on an RNG wheel because I think this looks dumb personally, and I'm not going to be impartial. The cuteness grade is a 1.6 out of 4. 2 for Chikorita, 4 for Bayleaf, and 0 for Meganium. Again, same rules apply. This thing looks dumb. Animations grade is a 0.3 out of 5. Locomotion is slow. This thing is not fast. Fighting is boring. The animations are not funny enough to make me laugh, and it is not terrifying. The only terrifying plant is this guy. Shiny is a 1 out of 1 because the whole line looks different enough from the originals. Now, let's grade typing, ability, and moveset. You can't use it to dispose of the corpses of your enemies, so let's find other ways that it's useful. It can be used in raids, but let's be honest, most Pokemon can, and this thing really isn't useful for clearing any other content. Is it fun? Its abilities are super passive, and its moves are designed around poisoning your opponent and just trying to survive until they faint. That sounds like a bad guy to me. So I named this thing the Princess Bride Slide and then laughed for longer than I'd like to admit because that rhymed. Okay, I'll stop pedaling around. It's a monotype grass and has 5 weaknesses. It gets an automatic 1. Original grade is an automatic 1 for any monotype, and those of you who don't like that can go touch grass. Let's grade playability, if you can call it that. Can this thing be a first partner Pokemon? Yes. In fact, it is a first partner Pokemon. VGC-wise, this thing will not be dominating the competitive scene anytime soon. It can be used on pledge teams that play very slow. It can also be used to set up screens if you don't mind taking damage before you get them up. It can't one-shot anything, and it has never won Worlds. Creeping into auto battling, a 1.3 out of 2. They're all very strong here, but Chikorita is the only fast one. The grade for Synchro is 0, just 0. Hopping around with these things isn't very fun, and it feels like they're weak to everything. Versatility is the last grade. Like I said earlier, it can set up screens, so it has some sort of support role. Its only meaningful way of getting damage quickly is through Endure Endeavor, which is very gimmicky, and you risk losing to priority moves, status conditions, and Sandstorm, so it's not a damage dealer. It can tank and stall out teams. This is not fun for most people. Those of you who like wasting people's time by playing to the timer are just the worst. And I don't feel bad for judging you because some people have small allotments of time to play the game that they love. And for you to make it take as long as possible just so you can win by not losing isn't very sportsmanlike of you. Maybe you should turn over a new leaf. This does give it a 2 out of 3 for versatility. Overall, Meganium gets 11.1 out of 40. Maybe Noivern wasn't so bad. It is graded harsher because of the 3-stage evolution, but with the Eviolite item and other subjective things mixed into this list, that should count for any discrepancies. Did Meganium leave a good impression, or is it the worst Pokemon? We will see where it ranks amongst other Pokemon, so subscribe and thanks for watching.